So I woke up with my hair looking like it's 1989, so I thought I'd make a video. For those of you that have been wondering what's been going on with Florida. Jeff and I were trying to open a place in Florida since 2018, 2019 we started looking. We had saved money for years by not taking pay, by whatever it is we could do to save money. I'm terrible at saving money. Jeff's not great at it either, to be honest. And the pandemic hit in the beginning of 2020 and ruined all of that. But we had saved, which is probably the only reason we were able to keep Lucky 13 in Brooklyn alive, because we were able to spend that money. We did that, and then we started looking again. I don't even know when, 2022, 23, I don't know. But every time we found something that I thought was good, and we put a bid on it. We were up for a pretty big loan at the time. It got snatched out from under us because somebody came and paid cash or whatever the hell happened. That happened a couple of times. Jeff was really dedicated and kept looking and kept looking. I wanted to give up so many times, and I also kept feeling like maybe the universe doesn't want us to do it at this time. We kept looking, and we found a place. One of them was a funeral home, which was great, but it was too big for us and we couldn't afford it. Another one was a church, which was also great, and I really wanted that one, and it was super haunted, which, may be good or maybe bad, and someone came in and paid cash for it. And then finally last year we found a place that I thought was the place. There was a couple of buildings on the lot, and a pastor was using it to have some homeless people there and do some other stuff, and he was moving those people to another building that he owned. We decided that we were going to put a bid in on it and take it. We had the loan ready, the SBA loan. I wrote a business plan, and I don't have a business degree, but I learned how to write a business plan. I am a writer, and the SBA loan officer said, "Hey, I don't know where you went to school, but this is one of the best business plans I've ever read in 10 years of doing this." I felt pretty good about myself because I literally had to type in how to write a business plan. That was in 2024. I wrote that business plan. It was updated at the beginning of 2025. We found this place and we put the bid in, and the loan was coming through, and the SBA takes a little longer to get loans to you, but their interest rates are good. And at the time we were told we only had to put down 10 or 20%. Unfortunately, the loan was about to come through, and the title company gave us a call and said something's weird. My dog's acting crazy right now. Shakti, what are you even doing? Something happened that was weird, and what happened was the name suddenly didn't match the name of the guy who was selling it to us, right? That makes no sense, right? Our realtor looked into it, and the loan had just come through. We were getting this loan for like $1.1 million. I think the building was about $900,000, and we were going to have to put down 20%. But the interest rate was really good, and we've been saving and saving and saving, but it's really hard to save money, and it's been really expensive the last couple of years to do anything, especially this last year, but I'll get into that if you're still actually paying attention to this. Turns out Pastor Tom was lying to us, and the building had been foreclosed on, and the bank bought it for nothing, and we could have bought the building for like less than $100,000. I don't even remember what it was. I don't even want to talk about it. It's so upsetting. He was signing papers as if he still owned the building, giving us an extension on taking care of everything we needed to take care of. When the loan came through, he didn't own the building. It had already been foreclosed on. He lied to us. We had spent thousands of dollars getting the place appraised, getting the title company, lawyer fees. We had spent thousands, and it all went down the toilet because this guy lied to us. I wanted to give up again. Jeff found a place down the street. This was last year, and it was good, and it was about the same price. I think it was a little less, actually. It has its problems. Neighborhood's not good. The original Lucky 13 was on 13th Street when it was bad over there, and now we live up the street from a homeless shelter. We're never going to be somewhere that's like bougie, which is fine. And everything that happened up to this point was just exhausting. And then we put in a bid on this place. It turns out the woman who owns this place is difficult to deal with. A little is an understatement. But at the time, I was told she's a little difficult. The place was actually a functional hip-hop club at the time. It was actually open. If we got the building, we were going to have to deal with the tenant. And he was getting ready to leave. It's not like we were going to be kicking him out, but, who knows? I never actually spoke to the man. We went and looked at the place. It was pretty great. So we had to start from scratch, and it was really difficult, and it was a whole production, and we were trying to get the loan, and the seller was being unreasonable, and she wanted it to happen fast, and we started over again, and it started to take a couple of months, and we were told we could close within 30 days, and then she said she has a cash buyer and is taking the cash. And we had, again, spent thousands of dollars on getting the loan prepared, the legal fees, everything that we appraisal, everything that we had to do up until that point. Again, we spent thousands of dollars. I gave up, and I said, I don't think this is meant to happen. And, Jeff also was very frustrated, but he kept looking. And then, lo and behold, earlier this year, the lawyer of the seller from that last place, which was called Club Play, by the way, came back to us and said, hey, are you still interested in that property? And I said, well, is the seller going to be more reasonable to deal with? And he said, if you go through her friend that works at this bank, that was her husband's financial person before he passed away. She got a bunch of buildings. When her husband died, he left her a bunch of properties, so she's selling them. We started using this new guy, and he's very nice, and everything seemed to be going okay, but of course there's always something wrong, and everything kept taking longer than we wanted, and then she wanted $25,000 just to not sell it to somebody else, and although it was going to come out of the property, we had to give her $25,000. And then it just turned into a nightmare where we thought we had the building, and then something happened, something fell through, and then it took us another 2 months. She asked us for more money. She kept asking for more money to give us extensions, even though we were almost at the end of this loan, and it was with her guy. We finally had the closing date. We went down, and we were told, you have to get insurance on the building, property hazard, blah, blah, blah. That was the whole thing, because we didn't actually own the building yet, to have to pay for insurance on a building you don't even own yet. That was the whole nightmare. And then no one would insure us because the roof was messed up and not in good condition. And we were told the roof was not in good condition, but I didn't know how the guy before got insurance. We went and tried to figure that out. I'm trying to make this short, but it's impossible. Then we had to go through hell and get another extension and give her another $10,000. So my hair started falling out in clumps because we were running out of money. The liquor license that we had found was less money than we thought we were going to have to spend, because they're like $250,000 in Florida, which is insane. We found one for $225,000, I think. And suddenly they made the loan less money. And I don't know how that happened, because the liquor license is part of their collateral as well as the building, so they should be paying for it. And suddenly they were just knocking money off of our loan. At the last minute, when we went to sign all the paperwork, we were actually signing, and then they said, well, we need a bill of sale for the liquor license. Well, where are we supposed to get this money from if the loan isn't closed yet? Because we thought the money from the loan was going to pay for the liquor license, and all of the money that we had for construction and for building the place out and for sound equipment and for lighting and for hiring staff and for buying booze and all that stuff was what we had in the bank at that point, besides this huge down payment that they said that we were going to have to put down, which was way, way more than we thought. They wanted a bill of sale. They stopped us from getting the loan. My hair was falling out in clumps at the time. It's still kind of thin in the back. I'm taking vitamins, whatever. The point is that we got screwed at the last minute while we were signing papers in the office, and we went out and got really drunk. We went to some strip clubs. Hey! And then Jeff was crying, but he does that. He's cancer. And then we came back home. We had one more week to try to get the shit done, and we had to give her another $10,000 because I hate her. I mean, it's not like it wasn't happening. It's like, I know that it was taking longer than anybody expected, but they suddenly wanted a bill of sale for a liquor license. I wasn't going to buy a liquor license with the only money we had for a building that we didn't even own yet. It doesn't make any sense. That's what happened to us. Then we went back, gave her another 10 grand, and then we had to put this huge down payment, and we had to give money to the SBA. It was just horrible, and Then we found out that the only way we could do this is if we actually paid for the liquor license out of our pocket. I'm going to start crying because that was, all the money we had to do everything that we needed to do for the building. But I didn't want to give up the building, and Jeff probably would have jumped off the Brooklyn Bridge if I had said, fuck it, we're not doing it after everything we went through. We gave all the money that we had to get the liquor license, and they lowered the loan so much that they wound up giving us around $700-ish. The building itself was $850, and the liquor license was $225,000 fucking dollars. So we don't have any money. We went to get the roof fixed, and we got the building. Yay! We own a fucking building in Florida now for the new Lucky 13. And we went to get the roof fixed, and we had set aside, we thought it would be $30,000. Then they came back with a quote of $60,000. They started to fix the roof. As they opened it, a storm came through and flooded another part of the building and destroyed the ceiling. They saw it was worse than they even thought. Materials are so expensive. The roof is now going to cost us $90,000. I said $90,000. Kind of having a heart attack here. I opened up a bunch of credit cards for the business. Then somebody robbed the electrical system. Somebody ripped the whole electrical panel apart and destroyed the working HVAC that we had. Part of the sale of the business was that the building had a beautiful working HVAC. Well, it doesn't anymore because people have broken in multiple times. The electrical panel is in the back, and they ripped out all of the electrical panel just to steal the copper. They caused maybe $20,000, $30,000 worth of damage just stealing parts from the electrical. So that's where we are right now. And I just wanted to let everybody know that this has really been difficult. I probably have an ulcer. It's been really, really hard, but maybe it's stupid to some of you. It's like, it's just a metal venue, but this is our life. And it has been for 20 something years. And we want to make it awesome. And it's really hard. So I just wanted to tell everybody what was happening, and I'm going to start posting videos of the progress of what we're doing inside. And I'm going to try to find a way to come up with more money without having to crowdfund, because I don't think opening a metal venue is something that people should give us money to. Give it to somebody that needs money for medical bills, because that sucks now too. Okay, thanks for listening to all of that, which is insane. Love you guys.